Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back with none other than the Hive Hound. And we've got a game where we both jump in the Bismarck B. And honestly, I don't know what it is about this ship. It shouldn't be any better for me than the regular Bismarck. But it just is. I can't explain it. I really can't. I'm actually pretty certain at this point that the Bismarck B is just unkillable. Like, I don't think that this thing can actually die. I feel like this thing channels its inner actual Bismarck and just sits there and lets everything pound on it forever, and somehow, unless we scuttle it, it's not going anywhere. Now, obviously, that's a little bit facetious. Clearly, the ship can be killed. But in this match, you're going to wonder yourself whether or not this ship can die, because I just don't think it can. I think whatever happens between Hive and I, both of us in Bismarck Bs, alright? We're memeing it up. We don't have will to rebuild, remember that, boys. Alright? There's no will to rebuild hacks going on here. It doesn't exist on the Hive, or on the Hive build. So, I don't have will to rebuild. I don't know if Hive runs it or not. I'm assuming he also runs Hide, so probably no will to rebuild there either. But between the two of us, we take an inordinate amount of damage. And we manage to survive. Against all odds. And when you see what we do in this match, this is probably the dumbest play that I've made in... Alright, okay, hold that thought. I can't say that it's the dumbest play I've made, and I make these dumb plays all the time. And when they work out, this is why I make these dumb plays. Because when they work out, they are absolutely glorious. We got a beautiful game for you guys. First shot out, we get a nice little chunk on the repub over here. 8,800 damage at 14 kilometers on a slightly angled repub. That's when I knew that this was going to be something special. Now, Hive, he's feeling some type of way. He's got everybody looking at him currently, which is kind of fun, because usually that's me. But you can see he's slightly ahead of me. So he's getting all the attention. Now we take another shot at the repub here, and we get another really good hit. And this time we're up to 19,000 damage, meaning we did over 11,000 damage with that salvo on that repub. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Feeling real good. Now here I'm like, oh god, we're gonna take a torpedo. But I forgot, one of the good things about the Bismarck is it's got, ow, it's got decent turning ability. Remember? We talked about this. And, yeah, we're able to dodge all of those torpedoes. So, you gotta love that. Now, Brandenburg here is begging for it. Now, our torpedo, our secondaries immediately destroyed the torpedo tubes of that Brandenburg. And that's what I talk about all the time. Brandenburg's torpedoes are so freaking ridiculously bad in terms of being, where they're located on the ship and their overall hit points. It's pathetic. Like, it really is. And when you look at the amount of damage that we're doing, not just with our guns, but also the secondaries, like, it's hilarious to watch this Brandenburg just melt. Not just our secondaries, but our main guns. Just everything is ripping this Brandenburg apart, and that's going to be him going down really quick here and, you know, throwing all of his health away. Unfortunately, the lightning yoinking our health, or yoinking our kill right at the last second. Now, Sumner here is in a smoke screen and is in a position where he could drop some more torps on us. We ain't about that life. Now, there's a cruiser here. I don't recommend this as a cruiser. You should not be right there with a couple of Bismarcks ready to get yourself blown to pieces. However, the smoke screen probably saving him here, and he launches a widespread wall of skill, most of which are going to hit an island, which is really unfortunate. But we go ahead and shoot at that repub again. You can see he's just being an annoying little goof. Oh my god, that gonna hurt. Yep. There you go. All of the damage. Sailing broadside to a Republic. No matter what ship you're in, bad idea. Just not a good idea. And you can see I'm working on disengaging here. I do get a lot of heals. Remember, I have 5 heals in this thing if I survive long enough to use them. And there goes number 2. So we get 3 more heals after this. We get a shot away at the Turpits. We already have 47,000 damage. We've taken a lot more than that, so not a good trade. Definitely not a good position. But somehow Hive is still alive. He's disengaging. I'm still alive. I'm able to disengage. We're both still firing at the enemy ships. So we're not just disengaging, but we're effective, even though we've lost a good chunk of our health. Now, we get into a position here. We're broadside to a Tirpitz. We get a good shot into the superstructure of that Tirpitz. Secondaries doing what they do, man. The secondaries just start absolutely unloading. And like I said, when you go full secondary build with a Bismarck, the secondaries are actually decent. I mean, they're still not quite as accurate as a Brandenburg or a GK or an FDG, but they are pretty nasty little secondaries when you go full secondary build. Now, between that last salvo and the fact that we have our secondaries gone, we're up over 71,000. And we got a nice little fire again. Now, there's a Weimar out there that we got to watch. There's a Kronstadt over here that we've got a potential shot at. So you can see I'm starting to measure him up as he's about to make a turn that should leave him vulnerable to us. I'm paying attention to the Tirpitz. Tirpitz seems to be beached. Kronstadt apparently wants to go bow into us. Again, not going to work out in his favor, I don't believe. And then he jukes us out of our shoes. Like, I expected him to turn towards that island and run, and as soon as I pull the shot, he just, like, stops. Luckily, we have terrible accuracy a lot of times, and our dispersion manages to give us a hit, a little mercy hit on that Kronstadt. Not much damage. Secondaries immediately start firing at that Alan M. Sumner that pushed into the Bravo cap. And despite me and Hive both, and a cruiser, all pushing into that that B cap early in the game, we didn't manage to capture it. Can't imagine why. Apparently, pushing into the middle of the map when you got the entire enemy team there to shoot you. Bad idea. Who'd have thunk it? But we did survive, and we're going to continue to harass these guys. And now we're in a position where we've got crossfires. Hive on one side of the map, I'm on the other side, and they can't angle against both of us. So Kronstadt thinks he can get away from Hive and them, starts sailing away from them, and then immediately is broadside to us. This is the beauty that is the crossfire, and this is what you always want to look for in battleships. If you can get yourself into a position where you or a teammate can take advantage of a crossfire, that is what you call preferable. Now, we've managed to get some of our health back. We've triggered a third heal. We're up to 35,000 damage, or 35,000 hit points. We got 82,000 damage, and that's when we see a broadside Iowa on the horizon. He's inside 15 kilometers, which means we have a reasonable chance of hitting him, and we take the full broadside, and oh my god. Hello? Bismarck, where have you been? As we score the Citadel. Yeah, we'll take that. That's accuracy that I can get behind right there. If we get more of that at that kind of range, Bismarck might actually be fun. Now remember, I know that the Bismarck isn't as bad as it used to be, but you got to remember I'm running a full secondary build. This is not an accuracy-centric build. Now Iowa did not learn his lesson the last time. He's like, it's just a Bismarck. I'll be fine. Will you? Will you? We're getting pretty solid accuracy. Didn't Citadel him, he's angled pretty well. But you can see his shell's hurting me a lot more, even though we're angled. But we do get another heal here, so we're about to trigger that. That's 4 of the 5 heals, and that's going to once again bring us right back up to that area. We got a Kronstadt out here just begging for it. I don't think he realizes that we can shoot him. We're not currently spotted. We're behind an island. The Weimar's shooting at us, but let's be honest, he's not really accomplishing much. We do get a nice hit on the Kronstadt, and that takes us up to 109,000 damage done in this match. Now, again, if you look at the map, we're currently grabbing the 3rd cap. We have all of the caps under our control. One of them is almost in our control. And everybody on the enemy team is running for the border. Okay? That is what happens when you have an effective crossfire setup. Now, unfortunately, our team that was out here, our other battleship has died. Why is that? Well, because he went and challenged a Weimar in open water with a Repub and an Iowa as well. So you got to be careful there. Now, we've got to look at this Iowa here. If we can get this shot into the Iowa, he's going to die. And unfortunately, we managed to throw our rear turrets into the island there. And we overled the Iowa, but we managed to get 1 Citadel on him. Secondary is pounding away. Hopefully going to get him finished. And you can see any moment there's a secondary hit not any damage, unfortunately. If we can hit a secondary into the superstructure, that would be ideal. We do get a fire on either the Repub or the Weimar. You can see we did swap to targeting the Weimar with the secondaries because, let's be honest, he's the one ship that is most likely to be damaged by our secondaries. But the fires definitely come in handy. You can see we are taking up a kiting position because we want to limit the amount of damage we take. And the further we get away from that Weimar, the more likely we are to be able to dodge him. We're up to 127,000 damage. We got fires going. We've only caused 2 fires with our secondaries this entire match, which is a little ridiculous when you think that we have over 110 hits currently with the secondaries. So the fact that we've got over 100 hits with the secondaries and only 2 fires is a little ridiculous. Not gonna lie. But that's not to say that the secondaries haven't been useful, because they have. Now we take a permanent fire here. Weimar goes down thanks to the Hive Hound. And again, this just shows, even after we disengage, both Hive and I are at the front of the battle. That's a lesson that can be learned by many a battleship captain. Okay? We managed to push in there, be an idiot early on, disengage, and then manage to still be at the front of the battle late in the game. You got to recognize when to push forward, when you're overmatched and need to retreat or disengage, and then when to re-engage when you realize that you have an advantage. 140,000 damage, 155 secondary hits, not bad, and you know, that was a really fun game. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you guys enjoying the Bismarck games? Am I enjoying the Bismarck games? I don't know. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.